now appearing in the building, up in every ear hole from 80-year-olds to the children. You're here to hear about the heroes and the villains, and save yourself some dollars, yen, and euros from the zeros to the millions. This is a lot of class packed into one podcast. They probably ought to have laws passed, but it's too late to stop the onslaught. Raw blast of compacted, bombastic, five-alarm sass. They're talking AVX, way back to Secret Invasion. They're talking flying up high in the sky, down to the feet on the pavement. They're reading the pages of every single one of the summer events. So other than Venice, you want to be coming to them when you want the Avengers. They're up inside of your environment with flying iron fists, giant-sized Goliaths, and the tiniest super scientists. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest. EMP, literally MP3 TNT. Young, new, mighty, and secretly. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest. EMP, literally MP3 TNT. Young, new, mighty, and secretly. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest.
Welcome to EMBS episode 19, where we shoot the breeze for about an hour. As of this recording, we are recording on July 31st, 2021. Today is a momentous day for me personally, Corwin.
Why is that, Bit?
Well, not for me personally, but Dr. Wife, it's not only Dr. Wife's birthday, but Dr. Wife is finishing fellowship today, her last day.
Woo!
Then,
congratulations.
Yes, then a month off, and then she'll be making real doctor money.
Right, and then she get to pay back that Sally Mae chick that's got her hand in your pocket.
Ugh.
Or her pocket.
You mean that mortgage that we have?
Yeah, because, Sally Mae got to get her fee.
Yeah, we could have elected a guy that would have got rid of that, but no.
Life is not fair.
Yeah. Can't make it easy for you.
No, that would only make sense. God forbid the world makes sense.
Yeah. What are you up to, Corey? What have you been up to?
Nothing much. Working, and just working. Kids coming back from Jamaica with their grandpa, and the new school year is getting ready to start. That's really it.
Nice. Yeah, I've been kind of busting my ass just trying to get all these commissions done before August, and because we have a big vacation coming up in mid-August, so just trying to make sure everything's in place.
Oh man, the recording just kicked in.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, missed the beginning of what we were talking about.
That's fine. I'll probably use my recording.
Alright. But yeah. Same old, just here, ready for this new school year to start, and try to get a new normal going, since they're going to be going back to physical school now. And
jeez,
Johnny's in high school, so he's going to be catching the bus, but I'm going to have to drop Nikolai off every morning to middle school. And yeah, got to get used to that now.
Yeah, I mean, how did they deal with the remote learning stuff?
They were all right. I don't think Nikolai really learned as much as he could have or should have.
Uh-huh.
I think he's probably a little bit behind for his second grade.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he was in school learning, he would have gotten more out of it. Johnny was doing fantastic the first semester, but then the second semester, his grades just started falling because he wasn't turning in shit or missing class and stuff. So I know for him, it kind of got boring and overwhelming being in the house all the time. So he's really looking forward to actually going to school. And high school, he didn't have a freshman year, so he's kind of really looking forward to it,
right?
Especially since all the girls he's seen were just kind of on videos and stuff, and
sliding into DMs.
no real high school experience.
True.
So only the girls in his class are the only ones he's seen, and not too impressed with most of those. So.
Oh man.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating that this stupid Delta variant stuff is now starting to go all over the place. And I can't believe that the government's like, oh, okay, everybody should be wearing masks again. It's like, y'all should have never stopped, dumbass.
Yeah. I think they my guess is they did that in order to encourage people to get vaccinated. And but like shows you having faith in humanity.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. We dumb as hell.
It's frustrating, but
yeah, there's just like I was looking forward to just like being able to eat in restaurants again and having some semblance. Like it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? If they don't want it, if they don't want to get the jab, then just like F them, right? But
yep.
You just get exhausted with this kind of stuff, but then like the more I think about it, like there are people that can't get it, right? There's kids, there's sick people, and we just have to stay vigilant. So get vaccinated if you can. There's like tons of countries out there that have been doing the right thing, and they can't get it because capitalism. And yeah, I don't know, man. It's rough out there.
Yeah, and with me even having a little one who can't get vaccinated, it's like I'm extra careful still, even though I'm vaccinated, but can't bring it home to the little one.
Right.
So
is Johnny gonna get it?
Yeah, we gotta get him, especially with this Delta variant stuff going on. I mean, he's been gone for about a month on vacation with my dad, so
right.
He hasn't really been around. But yeah, we're gonna get it before we send him back to school now. Thankfully, the schools are requiring people to wear masks, which is good.
Right.
But at first they were like, "Oh, it's not required." Stupid, but.
Well, actually, your boy DeSantis.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I was just talking about
our lovely governor was saying that you're not allowed to mandate it. So, yay.
I don't know shit about politics, but I'm sure I could do a better damn job compared to that idiot
governor. Anyways, this is where we're supposed to talk about stuff that we like.
oh yes, we are. What podcast is this again? EMBS?
Yeah, I mean it is BS, so we are bullshitting. Yeah, so yeah, go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Let me just jump off with the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, because those times where you don't think that the sequel can be close to or even as good as the original?
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Is that
the Ryan Reynolds?
Okay, yeah.
Samuel Jackson.
And Selma Hayek, right?
And Selma Hayek.
Okay.
And there's one or two surprise people in there too. I'm not gonna spoil. You get to meet Ryan's dad, and yo, it totally stands up. It is funny. You got action. You got cursing, of course. You got Sam J, so of course you're gonna have plenty of cursing.
Right.
Ridiculous situations and just plenty of car accidents and people flying through windshields as always. But
I never watched the first one.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go fix that. You got two of them to watch now, back to back, and you will have a blast with it. It is great. In the first one, you have what's the girl who played Elektra and Jinx? Was it Jinx in the G.I. Joe movie?
Oh, Elodie Young.
Is she Greek? What is she?
I don't know.
But yeah, I think that's her.
She played Elektra. Yeah.
Yeah, it's her. She's in the first one too. She's pretty. Yeah, she's nice. But yeah, man, that movie's just right up my alley. It's exactly what I like in a movie and I enjoy. So they did not let me down with that one.
All right. Um, yeah, like, do we wanna go ahead and talk about the end of Loki?
Sure.
Um, yeah, what do you think?
All right. So it's kind of I'm not gonna lie. I expected a little bit more out of it. I expected some more closure to some of the things that we saw, and they left a lot of it up open ended.
Right.
That kind of annoyed me a little bit because the other series, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, you got a pretty solid ending. Um, this didn't even really deal with most of the issues in the series. It just opened it up to a whole bunch of other things now that he has to deal with. It is the introduction to Kang, of course. We see at the very end that, whatever happened in reality, now we have Kang the Conqueror, a statue of him, so he is here.
Yeah.
And
And it's funny that we got two cast members from Lovecraft Country.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I don't know, like I liked it, but I also like time travel stuff hurts my brain. I'm just not a huge fan of like time travel stuff.
I mean, it's not the time travel aspect wasn't heavy. I know there is the multiple
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
universe stuff is what they really tackled.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's not really a time travel thing, but yeah, just like the multiple variants and like I mean, we it's funny that we like Florida's laid claim to Gator Loki. We're just like Florida has her own Loki.
I didn't even catch that. I will say that people have been syncing Loki, the last episode of Loki and WandaVision on YouTube. If listeners haven't seen that, go ahead and do a search for that because it's probably a coincidence, but it's really interesting how the two series line up.
Oh, really?
I think I sent you guys a link for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was you and Thatch I sent it to. But there's a YouTube video where they sync them together, and they say it's a coincidence, but it's a pretty interesting coincidence how they line up.
All right. And oh, we forgot to mention Bobby is MIA today. By the way. So it's just me and Corbin.
He will be back.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like Loki. I like the characters. Sylvie especially. I think she's a really good addition.
Yes. Agreed.
In some ways, it is weird that Loki is falling for himself.
Yeah, that's got to be weird, right? Like
it's a little awkward.
I mean, but at the same time, like, do you like he kind of comes off as that kind of character, right? That would love himself.
I guess.
You know.
And I know there was some stupid hubbub on it online about incest or whatever, and I'm just like, no, not really, but
yeah, I can sort of see that. Like I don't know, for you to love an alternate version of yourself, that makes you like a narcissist, right?
Well, but he is a narcissist.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it kind of fits. Like if anybody's gonna like be up to their standards, it's themselves.
And I'm gonna give them props because they make his evolution and his transition. They make his character change really like believable.
Right.
There's no just flip a switch and suddenly he's good. They really played it really well with him. Finding out his alternate history, what happens, and just his growth as a character. It's really believable, and I was really quite happy with that.
Yeah, and like Mobius, and like I kind of like chuckled. I was like Owen Wilson, like it was like hard to like take him seriously at first, but like he did a great job.
Oh yeah, most definitely did. I was happy with his performance, and I think the women like the Silver Fox thing. I think I've heard comments on, so I guess he still got it? Question mark.
All right.
ladies? What do y'all think?
Wow. Wow.
I don't know, but I like it. In some fashions, yeah, like we said, they're just opening the door to what's going to happen next in the Marvel universe. Takes a little bit away from giving the show an actual ending. So, but I guess to be continued is better.
Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, they like Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't getting another season.
Oh, that's true.
And neither is Scarlet Witch and
WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision. So
I had a point there.
There's a meme of like Loki and Scarlet Witch in a car, and like driving up to Doctor Strange, like, get it, loser, we're messing up the multiverse.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, man, it's a really, really cool time to be into TV. We're gonna hold off on Black Widow talk till Bobby gets back, because I'm sure he's gonna want to put his 2 cents in there. But
right.
Oh well, I guess since with BSing, you heard of that Scarlett's suing Disney?
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes sense.
So if listeners haven't heard, yeah, Scarlett Johansson suing Disney since they released Black Widow both online on Disney Plus and box office, and supposedly it's a breach of her contract because I guess the online viewing she doesn't quite get a cut of, so she's saying they're undercutting her income.
Yeah, I think that happened with Tom Cruise too. Like there was something about just like their contract is like it's based off of like a cut of ticket sales specifically and not streaming sales. So makes sense.
And the whole writer strike stuff that happened, I forgot how many years back that is now, but it was all about streaming rights and stuff like that. And I guess the movie industry decided that they will all follow the same protocol, but I don't think they ever quite came up with whatever the protocol is.
Right.
So I don't think this is a new thing that's been brewing. I don't know.
I hope she gets the money that she deserves.
I mean, I agree, especially if it's part of the contract, and they should be giving them something from the digital release. I mean, that's just, I guess, greedy. Is the right term?
What? The mouse corporation is greedy.
I mean, they're fat. They're fat enough. They can spare a little bit of
Never.
Or something.
You mean the company that took all of this like this bailout money and and recovery money from the COVID loans and everything, and still don't pay their workers a living wage?
Look,
that company.
$8 an hour is a living wage in Florida.
For who?
I can't even say it with a straight face. We got this stupid little what is it called? Those flyers for work that you have to put up in the workroom or whatever with the minimum wage.
Yeah.
And I saw that shit said $8.15, and I'm like, who the hell can make a living off of $8.15 an hour?
It's called no one.
Shit.
There was like a stat saying that 90% of the US can't afford rent like anywhere in the United States.
That is crazy.
And I was like, yeah, but it's the people not working that's that's the problem. Anyways, but yeah, when
I know it's off track again. Sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. That was probably more my fault. Like, I love Disney products, but Disney is a terrible company.
you can tell, we're not sponsored by Disney.
No, we're not.
But I may be interested if enough money's on the table.
What's that?
I said, but I may be interested if enough money's on the table.
Oh yeah. I will sell out. I will sell the fuck out of this. If Disney wants to buy this podcast, they can buy the hell out of this podcast.
Oh,
I'm
Lordy.
like, well, that's the end of the podcast, y'all. Disney's great. It's a small world after all.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. What do I got?
What was I gonna? I can't think of what I was gonna say about Loki. I don't think I have anything.
Looking forward to how it all pans out next. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Disney did announce Hawkeye. I think it's coming out in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that series is coming. So
And
what do we got next?
Seeing the ties into Black Widow are going to be interesting.
Well, if we want to talk about, well, we're not talking about Black Widow, but if we go back to Falcon and Winter Soldier and Contessa and the little team she's putting together,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, there's quite a few comparables that are out there. You've got U.S. Agent.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the White Vision.
Yep.
We got what happens in Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can actually put together another team of Avengers that aren't quite the Avengers in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Like the Dark Avengers?
You've got Armor Wars coming with War Machine starring in it. And not just the Dark Avengers, but you could put together the Young Avengers. I mean, there's some really interesting things going on with Disney, and we don't see the full plan yet, but I feel like it's coming together. Yeah,
Dark Avengers, Young Avengers. I guess you can almost do like a Thunderbolts.
Or even Thunderbolts, right? I mean, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
It's gonna be wild.
All right, so I'm going to flip the script on you real quick. I am going to talk about a horror sci-fi movie called Superdeep.
Was it?
And
Super what?
Deep.
Super Ape?
Nope. Deep. D-E-E-P, as in underground.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Superdeep. It's on AMC, I believe. Yeah, AMC Plus and Shudder. I think it's mainly from Shudder. But do you remember Leviathan? Old movie back in the maybe early 90s when they're deep underwater and there's this kind of monster.
I think you talked about it before.
I may have talked about it. It's one of my favorites. Well, this one is a little different. This one is in Russia, and they've exploring and dig this huge hole deep way underground, and they wake something up, and it's almost exactly like Leviathan in a lot of different ways, but it's a return to that true like 90s horror, 80s, late 80s, early like thing. It's kind of some real good, interesting horror, and I was surprised by it. It is Russian. I believe it is actually a Russian movie. It says Amazon Prime?
At least that's what it says, where it's premium subscription.
Oh, it's cool. I looked on Just Watch, and it was saying...
So it says VOD?
It says AMC Plus, Amazon Prime, Shudder. Google it, listeners. If you like horror movies and just horror movies and sci-fi, it's really a good movie to watch. It surprised me. Got that old school flavor. I don't recognize any of the actors or actresses, but I'm pretty certain they're all Russian, I believe.
Okay.
Now you got me wanting to figure out if I know who any of these people are.
So I think I'll talk about, we mentioned it like at the end of last EMBS episode, but I went ahead and watched it. It's an anime called Trese,
Yes.
and that's on Netflix, and it's based off of a Filipino comic book. It's sort of like it's almost like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like just kind of dealing with like demons and the occult, but it's like an animated film based off of a Filipino comic, and it was just kind of cool. Well, being the fact that I grew up around a lot of Filipino people, and my wife is Filipino, and like learning. There's sort of like there's like a bonus episode at the end where they talk to the creators and stuff, and they really kind of delve into like the Filipino mythology, like culture and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool.
You know, Rick and Morty's been doing that a lot too. And after the episodes, they have the creators come on and talk a little bit about the episode. I thought it's a pretty good touch too.
Yeah, and like we never talked about. I don't think I've talked about the comic book that I'm never writing. Never gonna finish writing.
Well,
But
I did put a deadline on you the other day, and I
I know you
completely
did.
forgot about it. So shame on me.
Yeah, like I think that would be kind of cool for like to incorporate like when people die, like they turn into ghosts of their culture or stuff like that. I think that'd be a cool thing, but
Based on their
nobody's really gonna understand what we're talking about here. But that's just between this is the conversation between you and I. I think that would be kind of cool to do. But yeah, Trese was really cool. The animation was really good. And did you watch it?
I have not. I think I started an episode, and then something happened in the house, and I had to stop
Gotcha.
and go do something
Yeah,
else. But
it's sort of like it's like a way gorier, or it's just like like a gory version of like Buffy, I would say.
and it's how many episodes is it?
It's not many. It's maybe like eight episodes. Like you can fly through them pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably like 20 minutes each or something.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. So now that you mentioned Buffy and we're talking about Netflix, you kind of got me, and the recent announcements for the new He-Man cartoon.
I have not watched those yet.
Okay, I haven't either. I think Rich was saying some good things about it. I have been on an 80s kick lately for some reason, and I was working on his website, and I literally had to put some background noise on, and I put Voltron Legendary Defender.
Yeah.
Man, I love that show.
I'm surprised you haven't watched that yet.
And I don't know why I haven't, because I've always loved Voltrons, because you've got, well, the original Voltron, you got your kaijus and you got Voltron. So that's kind of the formula I like, for
Right.
the most part. But the writers in this, they went pretty deep.
Yeah.
You mean the villains are well rounded. They show both sides. They flesh out a lot of it. I think I'm up to like season 7 where or 8. I'm about to start the last season now where they're about to leave Earth. But man, they fully fleshed that whole universe and series out, and I was really surprised by it. I was laughing my ass off too, because the recent episode I watched, they had one of the characters watching the original cartoon. I'm like, oh snap!
Yeah.
I mean, there were some real fans of that original series, and they put their heart and soul into this Legendary Defender series on Netflix. It almost makes me want to go back and watch the originals, even though I know they won't hold up, and
Yeah.
I'm not really even sure if I'm more curious if the story arc went the same way.
I remember taking a personality quiz, one of those things, and I got hunk. And I was just like, "Yup, that's me." That is spot on. I'm not even mad.
Because I know from the original cartoon, I definitely remember Lotor. I don't remember his father and everything too much, but when I'm watching this, it's like, maybe the second or third season, they bring Lotor, and I'm like, oh shit. And I even texted like, oh shit, Lotor.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but
Okay, I wasn't sure what you thought. Like, are you playing? I was like, were you? I thought you were making a play on Loki Gator, Gator Loki. That's why you're calling him Lotor. I was like, okay, and then you started talking about Voltron. And I'm like, oh, that's what you're talking about.
yeah, I just got when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, this brings back my childhood. It was just like
Yeah.
they did a fantastic job with this show, and I've been watching it just about every night, even though I fall asleep sometimes. But I've been putting on just about every night, and I'm almost done with it. But
Yeah, and then like it's not like it's. I was a little worried, like in the early episodes, that it was gonna be like Power Rangers, where like they spend like 15% of the episode just forming into Voltron.
yeah,
You know, like they got over that quick, and so and like yeah, and there's like a really in-depth story and everything, and like so I thought it was really well done.
oh, they get props from me. They did a fantastic job with it. That's the kind of stuff I would like to feel like if I ever had a chance to do something like this, that I would not only respect the old stuff, but just really bring new levels to it, like they did with this. But yeah, that team gets some props from me. That was
Yeah, I'm very surprised you you took so long to get to it.
yeah. I don't know what held me up, but fantastic stuff.
Speaking of something to put on in the background, I watched the most like everything but the final episode of Kung Fu.
Yes.
We talked about it. We talked about it before.
Hold on. So we basically left off where the one chick arrived at the monastery.
Yes.
That's
and,
where you left.
And
Okay.
stole the sword. I think that's where we left off.
Exactly at that same point where she arrives at the monastery. So we're at the same point then.
Yeah, or I what no, like I got to a point further than that.
Further than that, okay.
Yeah, and I won't spoil it for you. But I mean, like, I don't know, it's still kind of it's a CW show, right?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
But I mean, it's cool. You know, like there's some good fight scenes, and you know the characters are likable, and they all. I'm starting to just kind of like notice a formula. Like it seems like every CW show always has like a hacker or like someone that can hack into things, and you know it some of that is a little hard to believe, but again it's fun. It's a fun show, and you know I'm always hardcore. You know, all for Asian representation in American media. So
for sure. Sure, they do that there. I definitely agree with that. But it picked up. I don't know if it was around maybe episode 8 or 9. I don't know. There was a turning point in the series. I guess maybe when she found out her history and how her mother kept her from her history. I think around then is when the series really kind of took off and got much better.
Yeah, and then like at first though, I'm just like, wow, that escalated quickly. You know, it's like it just went from like, hey, you know, like you need to just keep this person from getting this weapon to the, oh, by the way, you're part of a lineage of ancient warriors, ancient powerful warriors. Just,
yeah.
Whoa, like Nani?
Yeah. So, yeah, it really turned around and got really exciting, and I was really just kind of really paying attention after that. And
right.
Definitely downing those episodes. And you know, the action's pretty cool. It's not perfect, it's not top of the notch, but it's really good still.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Matrix stuff, but
right.
Quality of fighting. But and the movie I talked about before is called The Superdeep, not just Superdeep.
Okay.
But good stuff. If we're reminiscing, then I'm going to, even though I have not completely watched these movies yet, the final 2 Rurouni Kenshin movies came out. One is called The Final, which is Here, I got it right here. One is called The Final, which is basically the final story arc from the manga series where he deals with Tomo's brother. And then, actually, as of yesterday, they released The Beginning, which is the original Samurai X storyline, which is probably one of my favorites. And I know you were a fan of the series back in the day too.
Oh
so.
yeah, dude. I was so obsessed with Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Like I literally have a reverse blade sword.
Nice.
And
I remember.
Yeah, I have a reverse blade sword. I have that one where it's like what was his name? The dude with the trench coat.
Ayoshi.
Yeah, Ayoshi, I think.
Ayoshi with the two swords.
Yeah, like so it's like it looks like one big sword and it's like two small swords.
Yes.
It's one of those. But yeah, like my sword collection, my decorative sword collection is all like based off of like Rurouni Kenshin.
Nice.
Things.
And since those last two movies came out, I'm like, okay, you know what? I enjoyed the trilogy, so I kind of went back a little bit and I started skimming through the original 3 movies, and then I actually went back to the anime because the anime's on actually HBO Plus.
Oh yeah,
it is on there. It is on there. I have the DVD box set already as well, but I just kind of skimmed through the anime for a little bit, and I said, okay, let me go skim through these older movies again, and they really, really stay true to the anime and the manga, and it really I haven't read the manga. I can only probably speak about the anime. But they really held true to the anime and the storyline and the characters, and I'm really looking forward to watching these 2 movies, but I think I want to watch The Beginning first because I think that Samurai X anime is probably my favorite out of all of it. That's the one that really hooked me. And at the heart of it is a love story, and I think that's just kind of my thing, but I'm excited about it because they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think I need to watch the just the regular Kenshin anime as like subbed, because I watched it dubbed and I don't know if I can deal with that again. Because it's one of those things, like they do that thing where like because there's more syllables, so then they have to add that extra. It's when it was like around that era where dub was really bad.
Yeah.
We were just like, that is what I'm gonna say. That it is. Like.
Yeah, and you got 95 episodes, I think it was for the main series. But I mean, you could always just watch the Samurai X movies, which
right.
I do believe the English on that were pretty decent. But the 2 movies are actually dubbed as well. The 2 new movies, the original 3, I haven't seen it dubbed yet, but these 2 new movies are in English dub. So, if listeners out there have never heard of Rurouni Kenshin or Samurai X, just jump in. Watch The Beginning first.
Yeah.
The origin story.
Don't look up anything about the creator because he's a bad person.
Yeah. Well, recently I think we learned stuff about him.
Yeah, he is not a good person, and that sort of taints it a little bit for me. But I remember loving the series.
Yeah, I mean, the swordplay, the actions, it's a fantastic story. The animes, I think it doesn't really actually hold up. It's a little hard to watch. But man, the fighting and just the characters in the fighting.
I finally watched a Demon Slayer movie.
Mugen Train.
Yes. Oh, it was so good. Because it was available on VOD, and I've been choosing like the slow shipping. So like whenever I choose the slow shipping whenever they offer like the $1 digital credit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I watched it for free.
Nice.
But yeah, Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train. Just.
And I was a little worried watching it because the main enemy on the train itself.
Yeah.
the CGI they kind of went pretty heavy on
Yeah.
how they did it, but the movie pulled together by the end.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that like that final fight, and
Yes.
oh, that was so good. And it had very, very little. What's his name? I keep forgetting the yellow guy's name.
The lightning dude. Yeah, I know some people hate him.
Yeah, I can't stand that dude. Just like God,
people...
you're just crying. You're so loud. I just hate it. But but yeah, it's really good, and I love me some Inosuke though.
Oh yeah. I think he's Johnny's favorite.
Oh, is he? Yeah,
I think he's
that's
Johnny's
my boy.
favorite. I actually took the kids to the movie theaters to see it when it came out in theaters here.
Nice.
And then of course, they released a trailer for season 2 of Demon Slayer, so more coming to you. It's been freaking really popular in Japan. I think the manga's
done. I think.
Yeah, it's done, but it's breaking like sales records now.
Oh, yeah. Like something like Demon Slayer sold more copies than like all of like something like all of the like U.S. comics combined or something like that. I was like, wow. I saw this one meme that made a comment about Demon Slayer. This is like Demon Slayer, the only anime where a boy's sister turns into a demon, he learns how to breathe, and goes on a quest with a sleepwalking Pikachu and Peppa Pig to go kill Michael Jackson.
That might be a perfect explanation.
Yeah.
That might be a perfect explanation for it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There is another anime came out maybe a year or two ago called Vinland Saga, and it is very much a
That's
Viking.
on Amazon Prime, right?
It is on Amazon Prime. However, they just released a dubbed version of it now that you can watch. It was always subbed before.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that the Amazon version used to be subbed. I'm not sure if the dubbed version is out, but for people that have to have things dubbed, there is a version of it out there now.
Nice.
It is everything you'd expect from a Viking series.
I do like me some Viking series.
I need to go back and finish Last Kingdom on Netflix. I think I'm like 2 seasons behind. It's just,
oh yeah.
And that's one of those things where I actually want to and have to pay attention to it. I can't put it on and do other things. I have to sit there and I really want to watch it. So that's kind of the reason I haven't gotten back to it.
Yeah, like I think Richard kept on talking about Vinland Saga.
Oh yeah, and this first season is just literally the youth of this one little kid whose village gets invaded, and he stows away with his father to try to stop these people, and his father gets killed, and it's just his story of wanting revenge on a dude that killed his dad, and literally joins this guy's army to grow his skills to one day kill this guy. And the whole first season is just about that. And they leave you hanging at the end, and thankfully there's a season 2 coming, I think either next year or so. But it is fantastic. It is on point with all that Viking stuff that you love.
Wait, Viking stuff and a revenge story?
And a revenge story.
I do like me a revenge story too.
And the main character's name is Thorfinn.
Okay.
So you get a little, of course, Asgard in there a little bit.
Nice.
But you're going to talk about some action and stuff like that, dude, it is totally worth it. I was late to it too, but there's only so much time in the day.
Right. I also one that wasn't really good was Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I was like,
It
ooh,
came off.
Resident Evil. I was like, cool.
It came off like a Tom Clancy military espionage story more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, like, and I'm not like I'm not a big gamer. I kind of like the last Resident Evil I played was 2, I think.
Out. Not even the remake, but the original two.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so like I was like, ooh, Claire and Leon, like I was like even better, like those are the people that I remember, right? I mean, like, and yeah, it just wasn't. I finished it just to finish it, but
Yeah.
I didn't really care for it. It wasn't really
Yeah.
that good.
Agreed.
Like the animation looks great, but when the animation at the same time though, like when the animation looks that crisp and like that realistic, like we might as well just have the like have it be live
Actors.
action, right?
I would probably agree with you on that. I don't know. It wasn't a real Resident Evil zombie apocalypse kind of story. It wasn't. There wasn't enough of that in there. It just lightly touched on the zombie stuff, and then you get one, super powered zombie enemy, and that
Right.
was it. I do think it is supposed to be a series, so there should be other chapters coming, but I don't know. It definitely didn't live up to what I thought it would be. I think it's a wrong way to start the series.
Agreed.
It does build on lore, like stuff that happened in the other games, because Leon saving the president's daughter is a big part of it with his
Okay.
relationship with the president and stuff. So I think that was
wait, what's the newest one? 6?
uh
What's the one with Lady D?
8.
8. Okay. Uh, let me know when I start a series with her. No reason.
The funny thing is, I actually have 7, and I've been meaning to. I think Marsha bought it for my birthday the year it came out, like 2 or 3 years ago. So I actually have 7. I've been meaning keep. That's like the next game I'm gonna play. I have these spurts where I get into a game, I beat it, and then I leave video games alone for a while and go to something else. So 7 has definitely been on my radar to play, especially since 8 came out now. And
Yeah.
I'm
No reason. No particular reason.
so I'm looking forward to getting that game eventually too. Um, I'm
although,
definitely
although I have seen Striga on Castlevania though, so she like Lady D kind of goes down a notch in regards to badass vampire ladies.
yes, yeah, Castlevania. That is a classic. I gotta definitely say. And who wrote it? Warren Ellis? Not Warren Ellis.
Yep.
It was Warren Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can't win them all, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let me continue on an anime tip, and let me talk about Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers is basically a hoodlum story. It's about this kid who was once a hoodlum, a punk growing up. He eventually gets out of the lifestyle and grows up, and then there is a terrorist attack or a bombing that happens, and his old girlfriend from like middle school or high school, she ends up dying in this thing, and he somehow runs across her little brother, and something happens, and he ends up going back in time to his younger self. So now he's back to being a hoodlum in the past, and he's trying to prevent this tragedy from happening in the future. So in order for him to do that, he has to stop these Tokyo gangs from growing too much and for specific events happening to influence them becoming a much bigger problem in the future. So it's really interesting how he's actually cutting back and forth in time. He has to jump back and forth from the past to the future to try to fix things. Goes to the future, see what happens. It's like, okay, this is not working. I need to go back and try something else. So I am probably about halfway through the series, but it's really interesting. I was surprised at how entertaining it was. They are making a live action either movie or TV series about it as well. So keep an eye out for that one. It's called Tokyo Revengers. It is on. I'll look it up. I was really surprised by it. It's on Crunchyroll.
Right. I guess I'll jump back on another CW kick. That's probably I've been catching up on Superman and Lois.
Yes.
And yeah, I like it a lot. I like there's like some great character dynamics, and like the story, like okay, like you got me to care about Steel. I mean, I haven't thought about Steel since like Death of Superman, to be honest.
Right.
I'm not that big of a DC fan, right? But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I think it's fantastic because they put Superman in such new situations of just even dealing with having kids, and having a kid with is it I don't know if is it proper to call it a disability with his anxiety.
Right.
What's the proper disability? What's the proper term? Sorry, I'm not very PC, but his son kind of has a disability that he has to learn to deal with, and it's something he can't solve with his fist, or even just family situations of
right
having issues connecting with his child, which I think most adults at one time or another can relate to.
Yeah, and I guess I'll never claim that I'm a big Superman fan, like our boy Richard and stuff. But like for me, when I think of Superman, when I think of Superman stories, I think of that, right? Like it's not about him flying around punching things, right? I mean, although it's it is there, right? But the stories are about the people around him and the stuff that he has to deal with that he can't just use his powers to solve.
Yep.
And this show does a really good job of doing that. And because I always just think of Superman as like the wholesome family man hero type of guy anyways.
I mean, they even shifted things with the main villain of the series, which I'm pretty certain it's a new thing that they put into the lore, and it's just like, oh wow, okay, let's run with that. So they're still doing interesting
Yeah, it's just
things.
has Steel always been this interesting?
There's some pretty big Steel fans out there. I mean, '90s comics, he was a big thing.
Right. That like I said, I don't know anything about him, so.
Agreed. And I will say there is a difference now. I've come to realize reading and seeing certain articles, like Superman and Lois and Stargirl are backed by HBO, so their budget is a lot different than the regular CW, Flash, and other
interesting
TV series. So there is a difference between the two. I've pretty much fallen off of, I think, all of the other CW shows.
Same. Like I was like, huh, Flash is still going, huh?
Yeah, the only one I kind of keep up with is Legends of Tomorrow, and I'll dip in for a binge watch and then let them build up again.
I was like, man, there is like an appearance of Diggle in Superman and Lois.
Yes, I've seen that one. Yeah. And supposedly big things are going on with him too. He's supposed to be I won't spoil it, but yeah, if you've seen the end of Arrow, I think people have an idea what they're trying to do with John Diggle Stewart.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
I think his mother's name is Stewart. His mother's maiden name, I think, is how they did it, something like that. So.
But yeah, like I'm really liking it.
And you know what? I forgot to even mention this. I didn't even realize his sister is Black Lightning's wife in Black Lightning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They kind of touched on that a little bit as she spoke about him.
I thought Black Lightning was a completely different universe, though.
After Crisis.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I never watched Crisis.
You never watched the Crisis crossover?
No.
It was cool. It was.
Hearing you guys complain about the ending. Maybe not get into it.
The budget wasn't quite there to do it proper, and in some ways, it's CW, so they kind of kidify it in some ways.
Okay.
I guess is the proper term. So it's not as hardcore and as awesome as we would like it to be, but I understand that they have to make it more appealing to a broader audience. So.
And this is a minor complaint, more towards CW. Cause I watched it on the CW website, and they're probably doing this on purpose so you pay attention. But for fuck's sake, like, can you make the ads like the same goddamn volume as the show? Like holy shit! Like I already have to I have to put it like super loud. Like I have like my volume on like 60, 70 to hear the show, and then it cuts to that ad, and it's like just like, hey, buy these plus size jeans. I'm just like, no, like, yeah, turn it off. And I have to I see there's an ad, and I have to drop it down to 10. It's just so damn loud. Just just make it a consistent volume. Why is that so hard?
Yeah. I'll drop a little bit of news here. They've killed Prodigal Son, which was one of my favorite procedurals. It's not getting a third season. I still have the last 2 episodes to watch. I've just been holding out on it. But I guess since Michael Sheen is not doing that show anymore, they announced a 2nd season of Good Omens. I'm pretty certain we talked about it on here before. It is a Amazon. Yeah, I believe it's an Amazon show. But it stars Michael Sheen and David Tennant. And you don't get much better than them two. And when one's an angel and one's a demon, and they're both trying to stop the apocalypse, the coming of the Antichrist, it is a fantastic show. I have no clue how they're going to do a 2nd season, but I'm very happy to announce that there's a 2nd season. Everybody needs to go watch that show. Good Omens. It is fantastic. It is hilarious. I can't. It's Neil Gaiman, however you pronounce his name.
Right.
He co-wrote the book, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic stuff, and I can't wait to see Sandman too, because that is also coming. I don't know if you've heard about it. Have you read the comics at all? No,
I haven't, but I've made a Sandman Funko Pop.
Nice. Which Sandman? Does he wear all black or does he wear all white?
All black.
Okay. Morpheus. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of those blind spots in great comic classics.
And I think it's hard for some people to make it through the first trade, because at the very beginning it's not quite clear what direction they're trying to go in. Sam Keith is also the artist on the first story arc.
He's the Max, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea of what the art is kind of like.
Gotcha.
Is it Sam Keith? No, it's not Sam Keith. It's it'll come to me. But the first story arc is very DC centric. It's actually in the DC universe. You see DC characters. It's very DC horror centric. Kind of want to fall in that horror category.
Like Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very similar to that at first. But if you're reading it in trade, the last story, it's probably the 7th issue or something like that. But the last story in the trade deals with you meet his sister Death. And from there, it really it clicks. It really clicks, and the story really takes off from there. So, listeners, if you're trying to get into Sandman, give it the first 2 trades for them to really find their voice with where they're going with it, and I promise you, it is fantastic. It is a fantastic series. It spans all throughout time and history. I mean, I think there's a point where you meet William Shakespeare. It's hard to describe, but definitely check it out.
There's a lot of classics. Yeah, there's a lot of classics I haven't read, but it's on my list.
Maybe that's something you take on a tablet with you to Hawaii.
There you go.
And kick back with it, but yeah, great stuff. And I'm not going to spoil anything else with it. 1 or 2 more, and then we'll wrap it up. I know we've been going a little long.
Yeah, I mean, like we're about an hour, so yeah, we'll just do like one more, and if you want, like Tommy said, our boy Tommy G mentioned the we can do another Legendary Marvel improv. we can run through that real quick. So yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead with your
Tommy
pick.
G. Oh, my pick. Okay.
Yeah.
We did these emails already, right? These are from last episode.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I was all the way down there reading. So I'm going to talk about something which I could have sworn I've talked about before, and I keep mentioning it and never getting around to it. But Resident Alien is on SYFY. Based off the comic series, which I haven't read, but from what I'm hearing, it's completely different than the comic series. It has the same characters, but it's a completely different setup. This is a story. Alan Tudyk is the main character. This is a story about an alien that ends up crash landing on Earth. He's come to Earth to actually wipe us out, but something goes wrong with his ship. He crash lands on Earth, and he accidentally kills a doctor and ends up taking his place, shapeshifts to take his place. Something happens in the city, and the sheriff from the city comes and grabs him, basically brings him to the city to be the doctor to the city. And it's just a fish out of water story with him adapting to human life while trying to find all the pieces to his spaceship so he can finish his mission and leave. There is some dark humor in it. There is some probably inappropriate PC stuff in there. But it is a hilarious. I mean, there's a point in the show he's trying to kill a 6-year-old because the 6-year-old knows who he is, and him and the 6-year-old have just like maybe he's like 8, but they had this really. He's older than 6, probably 12. But there's a lot of back and forth with these two trying to outdo each other, and it is hilarious. It is silly, but it's definitely worth checking out. Resident Alien on SYFY. I did hear there's a second season coming, which is good, but it's something you could put on while you're doing other things, and you will stop from time to time to pay attention to it. It is that good and funny.
All right. How do you get to SYFY shows these days?
That is a good question.
I guess, do they eventually get on Netflix, or?
Let's see, because this is from.
Or do they have their own app? They like I know like Paramount has. Oh, apparently it's on Hulu?
Peacock. It's on Peacock.
Peacock. Okay.
Or Peacock Premium. SYFY. Spectrum On Demand. So you can stream it on. Well, yeah, you should be able to stream it on SYFY. Here, click the link. Yep,
Yeah,
you can watch it directly from SYFY.
Okay. Cool.
Oh wait, select your TV provider. Watch SYFY shows until lock full episodes. Yeah, you still have to have cable to get it.
Oh, okay. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's really good though. I definitely would say check it out. It's a great comedy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to think what else I watched. I can't think of anything else that I've been really watching. Like, I spend way more time like hanging out on people's streams on Twitch and then watching political things and getting mad at our country. So I think that's it for me.
Okay, yeah, we can wrap. We've been probably about an hour.
Yeah, we're about an hour, and I'm not sure when people are going to hear this podcast, but our boy Thatcher, who is our co-host on EMX, he has a Kickstarter coming out early August. The book is called Grim Reaper, and it's a comedy horror book, and it sounds like a lot of fun. It's about like a killer that like a killer that gets killed and buried where marijuana is grown. And then like people that smoke that weed get haunted by him.
Okay.
And
he's got a nice premise there.
Yeah, here let me read the actual copy of the promo image. When a marijuana crop is grown where a violent criminal was killed, anyone who smokes it gets possessed by his revenge-driven spirit.
So I wonder if they get like assassin skills.
Maybe. And so there's a mascot of the Grim Reaper, and I've made a Funko Pop of it, and that'll be available as a tier on the Kickstarter. I think it's supposed to start in early August, so we'll continue to plug it in future episodes. But if the Patreon folks want to support, keep a lookout for those. All right. So like I said, our boy Tommy G was on my Twitch channel, and he was talking about doing legendary Marvel improv again. And for those who don't remember, Legendary Marvel is like a deck building game where you kind of pick a scenario, you pick a boss, and you pick like a group of villains that they work with, and then you also pick a group of heroes that you use to build your team in order to fight those villains, right? And there's like hundreds of different combinations that you can do. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to use the random generator to generate a game, and then we're just going to try to talk through what the story is going to be. Okay? So all right,
there's no guarantee this is going to turn out good, by the way, listeners.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, exactly. So our main villain, our mastermind, is Maria Hill.
Okay.
Maria Hill, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. specifically. And this title of the scheme works perfect. It is Weave a Web of Lies.
Okay.
And all right, so and it looks like she's working with the Illuminati.
Do we know which version 1 or version 2?
I want to say version 1.
Okay, so no Beast, just Xavier, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
Iron
no.
Man.
Yeah, version 2 then. Yeah, so Beast is in there.
So Beast, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Bolt.
I'm missing one. Black Bolt. No
Yeah, so we got the Illuminati, and then there's like the S.H.I.E.L.D. Elite, so just like your typical S.H.I.E.L.D. people.
Got you.
Right, those are hand ninjas are their henchmen. And then our hero group is Agent Venom.
Okay.
Amadeus Cho. Not as Brawn.
Okay.
Wait, no. Yeah, as Brawn.
Oh, as Brawn.
Yeah.
So he has brains and the muscle, but
Yeah.
okay. He can
Captain
that.
Marvel.
Which
Carol. Yeah.
Carol.
And yeah. Ghost Rider.
Johnny Blaze or
Johnny Blaze, yeah.
Alright.
And Karnak.
Okay, you could see. Wait, Karnak is the stomping. No, wait.
No, Karnak
sees
is
the fault in all things.
Yeah, he's the weakness guy. The guy that can find the weaknesses. All right, so Maria Hill, weaving a web of lies, makes perfect sense, right? She's
right.
Conniving. Like, you can almost put like was it that Pleasant Town situation? Pleasantville, yeah. Situation where
So she's kidnapping. They're kidnapping villains, and they are creating a false, a city, a false town.
Okay. Yeah, like I want to. Yeah, they're creating, or, ooh, how about this? Because like we have the Illuminati and we have Maria Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is, we can just say not the Beast Illuminati. We can say the version 1 Illuminati.
Okay.
We could say so Maria Hill and the Illuminati plot to trap the Hulk in Pleasant Town to keep him like MIA, like keep him out of trouble.
Okay.
Right. And then so that's why you have Amadeus Cho coming in to try to break them out.
Okay.
And if they're in, but then she's also incorporating the hand, like mystical stuff, in order to also keep it involved.
Okay.
And I don't know, like I guess if you add mystical, magical stuff, you can kind of throw in Ghost Rider in there.
Yes, you deal with the supernatural, so of course hand ninjas are resurrected from the dead, so
right.
Maybe Fisto has a hand or something in there that brings Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Or, just regular vengeance.
Right. What with Agent Venom, like Flash Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to say Gordon, but that's not right. But okay, so we have like what did like he was. Yeah, what was the what was the theme? Like, what was the aspect of Agent Venom?
He was
like, what was his thing?
Your super spy, super soldier, where they send him on different missions.
Okay.
Go solve problems.
Right. So, like, I mean, Captain Marvel, like Carol Danvers, had some close ties to S.H.I.E.L.D. for a little bit. And so you can kind of do, like, Agent Venom, like, as a mercenary with Captain Marvel. Karnak, I don't know how we involve Karnak.
Amadeus Cho, being the genius that he is, realizes that they need an edge, and if they need to break Hulk out and to deal with the Illuminati, Karnak is the one who can see the holes in their plan or the weaknesses in their plan to... I guess he's insurance to help them help the mission
or
succeed.
The fact that Maria Hill is incorporating space technology and mystical stuff with the hand.
And maybe the Inhumans aren't happy with some of that stuff, so they
she stole Inhuman tech, or just some kind of like maybe like Skrull stuff. Ooh, in a town of Skrulls. although the Inhumans don't really hate Skrulls.
I
they're kind of their own thing, right? That it's like, I mean, they're like a offshoot of Kree, right?
Kree, right?
But they don't. The Inhumans themselves don't hate the Skrulls.
No, I don't think there's any animosity there.
But yeah, like I guess they could, like, the Inhumans aren't still on like their own island anymore, right?
Oh, I've completely
Is Adelan
lost track.
still in like off of Manhattan? Still?
No, it's not on Manhattan. I've completely lost track since Donnie Coates, whatever his name is, came in and he killed some of them when these elite Kree people came back. So I am not up to date with where the Inhumans are. And in all honesty, I never really was a fan of what they tried to do with them. So yeah, about that.
But yeah, I guess they could incorporate him just like to find the weaknesses to get into the town.
Right. Okay. That'll work.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty decent story, actually.
And you have Amadeus and Karnak kind of being the two main brain trusts of this group, and them having to outsmart the Illuminati, who's backing up Maria Hill.
Right.
I mean, they're missing some muscle, though, unfortunately. They're going to have to be... Well, Captain Marvel's kind of a heavy hitter, but she can deal with the hand ninjas and shield elite.
Yeah.
But if we're
I
dealing
mean,
with
like,
the
Captain Marvel
Illuminati,
and Ghost Rider are pretty powerful.
True. Very true. And you got Venom, who can be their super secret.
Yeah, and I mean, and you can also just make Captain Marvel the leader, and Amadeus Cho's just going in because because of his close ties to Hulk.
I think him and Karnak are going to have to be the brain trust, because when you deal with the Illuminati, I mean, those are all the big brains.
Right.
Reed Richards, Tony Starks,
right.
Professor X. I mean, I think Captain Marvel's going to have to take second place on that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she needs to take point, and then, like,
in the field.
And then gathering them. And, like, Amadeus Cho going along and just, being in on it because of his close ties to the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
I think that works.
Yeah. Feel free to take that. Marvel
Give it a try,
yeah.
And let us know if or how it works.
And we will again, we're willing to sell out. We're just throwing this out there for freezies.
Oh boy.
All right. With that, you can follow Bobby at Bobby Mobetta on the social medias. You can follow me at Comedian Viet on the social medias, and then I also have a Twitch channel where I work on toys 3 days a week. Twitch.tv/Comedian Viet. You can follow Corwin on the Twitters at EMPcast. And we also have a Facebook group and a Discord channel. So just go to our website, earthsmightiestpodcast.com, or email us at emp@earthsmightiestpodcast.com. And let us know what you've been into. I do like getting feedback from our listeners. So.
Yes, indeed. Agreed.
And special shout out once again for our boy Tommy G. I made him like an action figure of his adorable one-eyed cat into an AOA Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. And while he did that, he even gifted some subs and gave me even more money. So he's a huge sweetheart and a big supporter of the show, and we couldn't do it without him. So big thanks to him.
Thank you. Yes.
And thank you to our patrons. Patreon patrons get this episode as the week they come out, and the public doesn't get them till a month later. So as little as $1, you can go to patreon.com/EMPcast to support us.
All right, that'll wrap up episode 19. Can't believe it's been 19 months of us doing this, but it's still as fun as ever.
Yes.
Hardly any kind of prep work. We just jump in and just talk about what we've been watching. And as Viet said, we want to know what you've been watching. So if there's something out there we haven't mentioned on the show that you think is an excellent series that we should check out, do let us know.
Not even watching. Reading, watching, eating, doesn't matter. Whatever.
I will put it out there. I want some people to watch Psycho Gorman and let us know what you guys thought about it.
Oh, Psycho Gorman. All right. With that, we'll see y'all next month.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
From the zeros to the millions. This is a lot of class packed into one podcast. They probably ought to have laws passed, but it's too late to stop the onslaught. Raw blast of compacted, bombastic, five-alarm sass. They're talking AVX, way back to Secret Invasion. They're talking flying up high in the sky, down to the feet on the pavement. They're reading the pages of every single one of the summer events. So other than Venice, you want to be coming to them when you want the Avengers. They're up inside of your environment with flying iron fists, giant-sized Goliaths, and the tiniest super scientists. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest. EMP, literally MP3 TNT. Young, new, mighty, and secretly. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest. EMP, literally MP3 TNT. Young, new, mighty, and secretly. Try denying it, but I insist. There's other podcasts, but this is Earth's mightiest.